back to your Daily Dose. My name is Robert. I'm here with Jackie, who is really, she said, King Kong came from her head, right? This is one of the founders, one of the blue shirts, as we called them, the initial King Kong that we had in Las Vegas in October of 2024. And we were talking inspiration of books, The Stand being your first, unabridged. And now I'd like to kind of segue that into movies. What Stephen King movie did you see? Maybe the first one that really hit, because I think there were a lot of early ones, and that, again, predates you, I'm understanding, but a lot of early ones that didn't hit so well. What was your first one that was like, whoa, that's not just Stephen King great, that's great?
Right. So I grew up, my mom's favorite film still to this day is Shawshank. Love that film, obviously. It's great. The Green Mile is outstanding. But the one I can remember growing up and watching, I found like a VH, or I think it was on two VHSs because it was so lengthy, was Rose Red. And my mom had that, and I popped it into the VCR, and I'm just like sitting, cross-legged in front of the television, just completely enthralled with it. It was just such an incredible film. And I mean, I think it's like 4 hours long or something crazy like that. I watched it, I don't even know how many times.
It's a mini series, is what I understand, right? It was a made for TV miniseries. I'm trying to, because this is Rose Matter that became Rose Red, if I'm remembering correctly. Ooh, I hate to get things wrong when it's being recorded.
Don't know if that's accurate or not, but don't quote me on that.
Right? I know we could both be a little off. Remind me, refresh me, who's in Rose Red? And you saw it on a pair of VHS, so I get that. Who is the lead in that?
Oh gosh. So I'm really, really, really bad with names,
No worries.
but it was I can see her face. I can see both of the lead characters' faces. Um, is it the gal who is in I'm gonna sound so stupid right now.
No,
She
I'm
was
seeing
in go ahead if you don't want to make me sound stupid.
Kimberly Brown. And I'm trying to look at the quotes. This was a
Two and
made.
a half men
Yeah, yeah,
is the
yeah, yeah.
actress I'm thinking of.
Yeah. I'm almost sure you're right looking at her credits, but yes, okay. And it was Rose Red. I may be thinking differently with anyway. What captivated you about Rose Red before I sound more silly than I already have? Please.
No worries. I don't know. I've always kind of been a little bit weird. Like I love ghost stories. I fully believe in the paranormal. I mean, I don't know, I'm not going to go into all that, but it's essentially, a college professor. I think she's like a psychology professor. She goes into, or she creates this little group of people, and all of these people have some sort of special ability. Whether it be, I think one person can touch something and like all this, like this big flash of past activities pops through our brains. Another person sees dead people. Some other people can, they have all these powers. There's one little girl in there. Her name is Annie, I believe. She's like the ultimate power source. Like she's like a battery cell. And she's like the one person, I think she's an autistic girl. And I'm sorry, I forgot her name. I'm really, really bad about it, but Two and a Half Men lady. Um, she's Sissy or sister or something like that. And she's the big sister to Annie. And so she agrees to accompany her to this weekend long retreat, if you will, just to try to wake up this house. And this house is just incredible. But it's very, very interesting to me because, I don't know. I'm rambling.
Well, he does a spectacular job of making the relatively implausible to many people plausible, right? He uses power of suggestion in the way he writes. I can think very clearly on, the way he'll start suggesting things, and he'll just kind of this, and he'll take a step one more, and then he'll attach it to something that's very firm. You'll be like, well, okay, and maybe, and I'm with you. Ghost stories are some of my favorite. Bag of Bones is one of my absolute favorites,
So good.
right?
The
Oh,
little bell.
and when you mentioned character development, I'm with you too, because you know what's in there, and he does very well, is he shows his character love, and he lets his characters love each other in a beautiful way, so that when they suffer and when there is death, it really hurts.
Yeah.
and he's unafraid to go there to show life. And I don't know if how much of that of him is kind of the Northeasterner. John Irving is a master of that as well. But just to
Yes.
kind of starkly say, this is life, and King will do that, I'm grateful to him for it.
Absolutely. No, he's not scared to tug at the heartstrings, to make you feel like you suggested. Just he's a master of his work, and
Yeah,
that's really what it boils down to.
in a way that doesn't feel contrived. I think both of us are on that
Yes.
same page with the characters because he knows he's a manipulator. Aren't all artists, right? That if he can get us to care, he can break our hearts. And if he
Absolutely.
breaks our hearts, we're going to love him and curse him at once, and he'll take
Yes, absolutely.
it. All right, let's come back for one more. The future of King Khan. That's what I want to talk about. Okay, and we'll have all names and things correct this time. See you in a minute.